Have you ever felt like someone was trying to get your attention, but you couldn't quite hear them clearly? What if I told you that Jesus might be speaking directly to your heart right now, and you're missing the signs? Today we're going to explore 7 powerful indicators that the divine is reaching out to you personally, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to listen for. Before we dive in, I want you to think about the last time you felt truly at peace. Was it during a quiet moment of reflection? Maybe while watching a sunset or holding someone you love? That feeling might have been more significant than you realized. Throughout history, people from all walks of life have described experiencing what they believe to be direct communication from the divine. These aren't dramatic burning bush moments that you see in movies. Instead, they're subtle, intimate encounters that speak to the deepest parts of our being. The first sign that Jesus might be speaking to your heart is an unexplained sense of peace during chaos. Picture this scenario. Everything in your life seems to be falling apart. Your job is stressful, your relationships are strained, maybe your health is concerning you. Yet suddenly, in the middle of this storm, you experience a calm that doesn't make logical sense. This isn't denial or emotional numbness. It's a profound tranquility that seems to come from somewhere beyond your circumstances. This peace often arrives without warning and can't be attributed to any external change in your situation. You might be sitting in a doctor's waiting room, anxious about test results, when suddenly you feel wrapped in an invisible blanket of comfort. Or perhaps you're facing a difficult decision at work, and despite the pressure, you find yourself filled with unexpected confidence about the path forward. This supernatural peace is often described as surpassing all understanding because it defies the logic of your current circumstances. Many people report that this peace comes with a gentle assurance that everything will work out, even when they can't see how. It's not wishful thinking or positive psychology at work. Instead, it feels like receiving inside information from someone who can see the bigger picture of your life. This divine peace doesn't eliminate challenges, but it provides the strength to face them with grace and courage. The second powerful sign is receiving specific guidance about decisions you're struggling with. We all face moments when we don't know which direction to take. Should you accept that job offer? Is it time to move to a new city? How do you handle a difficult relationship? When Jesus speaks to your heart, the guidance often comes in ways you wouldn't expect. Sometimes it arrives through scripture that seems to jump off the page and address your exact situation. You might be casually reading and encounter a verse that feels like it was written specifically for your current dilemma. Other times, the guidance comes through conversations with friends who unknowingly speak exactly the words you needed to hear. You might also experience what feels like a gentle nudging in your spirit toward a particular choice, accompanied by a sense of rightness that you can't explain logically. This divine guidance often has a quality of wisdom that exceeds your normal decision-making process. The direction feels both challenging and encouraging, pushing you toward growth while assuring you of support. It's rarely the easy path, but it consistently leads toward what's ultimately best for your spiritual development and life purpose. The third sign involves experiencing love that transforms how you see yourself and others. This isn't the conditional love we're used to receiving from people where affection depends on our performance or behavior. Instead, it's an overwhelming sense of being completely known and accepted exactly as you are, flaws and all. This divine love often breaks through during moments of deep shame or self-doubt. You might be wrestling with guilt over past mistakes when suddenly you're flooded with the understanding that you're valued beyond measure. This love doesn't minimize your failures or pretend they don't matter. Instead, it acknowledges your imperfections while declaring your worth as absolute and unchangeable. The transformative power of this love extends beyond how you see yourself. As you experience this unconditional acceptance, you begin to view others through the same lens of compassion. People who previously irritated you become objects of genuine care. Strangers receive your kindness more naturally. Even those who have hurt you become easier to forgive because you understand they're struggling with the same human condition you are. The fourth indicator is developing an unusual hunger for spiritual growth and understanding. You might find yourself drawn to prayer, meditation, or scripture study in ways that surprise you. Books about faith that once seemed boring now capture your attention. Conversations about spiritual matters become fascinating rather than awkward or irrelevant. This hunger isn't driven by obligation or social pressure. Instead, it feels like a natural response to tasting something incredibly satisfying. Just as physical hunger drives us toward food, this spiritual appetite pulls you toward activities and relationships that feed your soul. You begin prioritizing time for reflection and worship, not because you feel guilty if you don't, but because these practices genuinely nourish you. Many people describe this phase as feeling like they're finally awake after years of sleepwalking through spiritual matters. Concepts that once seemed abstract or theological become personally relevant and practically applicable to daily life. The fifth sign involves noticing meaningful coincidences and divine appointments. Life begins to feel less random and more orchestrated by a loving hand. You meet exactly the right person at exactly the right time. Resources appear just when you need them most. Opportunities open up in ways that seem too perfectly timed to be mere chance. These aren't superstitious interpretations of random events. Instead, they're patterns of provision and guidance that consistently point toward your highest good. You might pray for wisdom about a situation and then encounter someone who shares relevant experience. You could be struggling financially and receive an unexpected opportunity for additional income. Perhaps you're feeling lonely and isolated when someone reaches out with an invitation to connect. The key distinction is that these events serve to draw you closer to God and align you with your life purpose. They're not random blessings, but strategic interventions designed to support your spiritual journey and personal growth. The sixth powerful sign is experiencing supernatural strength during trials. When life hits you with challenges that should overwhelm you, you discover reserves of courage and resilience you didn't know existed. This isn't the adrenaline rush that helps in emergency situations. It's a steady, sustaining power that carries you through extended periods of difficulty. You might be caring for a seriously ill family member and find yourself able to provide comfort and support beyond your natural capacity. Perhaps you're facing financial hardship, but maintain hope and generosity that amazes even yourself. Or you could be navigating the end of a significant relationship while experiencing a sense of dignity and peace that helps you respond with grace rather than bitterness. This divine strength often becomes most apparent in retrospect. Looking back on difficult seasons, you realize you handled situations with wisdom and composure that exceeded your typical abilities. Friends and family members might comment on your unusual peace or strength during trials, recognizing qualities they hadn't seen before. The seventh and final sign is feeling compelled to serve others in ways that reflect divine love. This goes beyond normal charitable impulses or social responsibility. Instead, you find yourself genuinely caring about people's spiritual and emotional well-being, not just their physical needs. You become sensitive to opportunities to encourage, support, and pray for others. This service flows from the overflow of what you're receiving rather than from guilt or religious obligation. Because you're experiencing divine love personally, you naturally want others to know this same comfort and hope. Your conversations begin to carry more depth and compassion. You notice when people are struggling and feel moved to offer practical help alongside spiritual encouragement. The motivation behind this service feels different from previous charitable efforts. You're not trying to earn divine approval or boost your self-image. Instead, you're responding to an internal prompting that connects you to God's heart for humanity. If you've recognized several of these signs in your own experience, it's likely that Jesus is indeed speaking directly to your heart. The question isn't whether this communication is real, but how you'll respond to what you're receiving. Will you create space in your life to listen more carefully? Will you trust the guidance you're sensing? Will you allow the love you're experiencing to change how you live and relate to others? Remember that divine communication is rarely dramatic or overwhelming. More often, it's gentle and persistent, like a loving friend who keeps trying to get your attention. The more you learn to recognize these signs and respond to them, the clearer this communication becomes. Start paying attention to these subtle but powerful ways that heaven intersects with your daily life. You might discover that the conversation you've been longing for has actually been happening all along.